Hey, welcome back, YouTube. More of the MSQ playthrough. We're actually going to be continuing right where we left off. Exact same spot, and General Dean Raban has requested our presence in front of the gate. For what? We actually have no idea. I have no inclination as to what this is regarding. Coffee.
Apologies for the wait.
Oh, Pippin's here.
People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far. But it is no concern of yours. We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light. I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilbert in the Crystal Brave's betrayal.
Yeah, I know.
Aye,
You
well,
definitely know of them.
It would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Now, they should definitely be executed.
Were it in your hands, how would you punish
Oh,
these men?
yes, thank you for asking me. Where's the option for death? Their lives would be forfeit. All the shit that they've done, they cannot be afforded to live.
Hear, hear. There is no more fitting sentence for the perpetrators of such a massacre, and that is but one of their crimes.
Thank you for seeing it my way.
In any event, I thank you for your honesty. When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard.
Laurentis has been a snake since the beginning, and he's proved thus far that he cannot be trusted. Every single turn he makes, he's a goddamn traitor. He's a piece of shit, and he carried out the act to do the bomb for the massacre. Yuhase is a conniving snake-ass bitch and deserves to die just as much, if not more. That's my piece.
That concludes our business here.
Thank you.
But there is more I would say. Walk with me. I bear a share of the blame for Ilbert's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Alamegan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did. Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't. But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Alamigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness. Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Uldar and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Father...
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword. But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
Is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain. Thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
That took longer than I intended, but at least now you know where I stand. Now that's settled, Arnvald, what news? We may have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta have arrived at the main gates. I don't mean the Vera. These are Kalyana, the ones that summoned the Primal. They're insisting they be allowed to attend the council. Lise is trying to reason with them, but she may need help. An invitation was extended to all of the native beast tribes, but we assumed the Kalyana would refuse it out of hand. We must best go and see for ourselves, Pippin. Take command of our forces and be ready for battle. Risk, you've dealt with these Kalyana before. I'd have you at my side. It is so dark. Oh man, it's so dark. Also, wish there was a way to get there faster than driving. There's 2 dungeons. One I know is Al Amigo. Oh, Drown City of Scala. Makes sense to me. Okay, I came all the way up here because I got attacked by these assault Daruvas. I just wanted to go far enough to get them off my back. MSQ, Robon. It's good to see you. Ah, the Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss. We did not come here to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all who call Gearbania home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us and as envoys of the Ananta. It is our wish, and you are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask that you first surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it will be all returned to you when the meeting is over. We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors. I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise. We will have people standing guard. Let them keep their swords. But we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. Why do I have the feeling we've welcomed a viper into our midst? This Kalyana Elder's intention seems at odds with all we know of her tribe. What think you, MSQ? Mayhap even the enthralled can learn to compromise. You believe an understanding can be reached. It's not entirely unheard of, I suppose. Those who followed Saint Shiva eventually sought reconciliation with Ishgard. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The guard must be strengthened, ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the Scions? I'll round up our comrades and send them to the Alamigan Quarter. You can go on ahead if you like. My thanks. I will see you in the palace. MSQ, I've brought reinforcements. Arnvald told me of the arrival of our unexpected guests, and I agreed that it would be prudent to call upon Ishtola and Thancred as well. One can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled. I'm not familiar with the Kolyana tribe myself, but Alice's report suggested that they shunned contact with other races. Despised it, in fact, even compared to other Ananta. Indeed, this apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy, and I imagine Lise was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves? The meeting is to be held in the throne room. It would seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace. Ishtola and I can stand guard without. That leaves the three of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Understood. We should join General Aldine inside then. MSQ, do you know of the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city at the top of the stairs. Guard there should have been instructed to let us pass. It'll take me a hot second to get there. Okay, not as a hot second as I thought. With the Scion, sir. General Aldine left orders that you were to be escorted inside, if you'll follow me. Alright, last bit of coffee. It's a good bit of representatives there.
Thank you all for coming. I am Lise Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern. You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Alamigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there? Then let's sit here in a circle. As equals, and I hope, as friends.
Expertly done. Lise has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game, and position them to consider a joint government. All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenford. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kalyana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
The Ananta wish only that those who dwell within Gir Abania devote themselves to our faith. You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi! Lady of Bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
What's in the water?
crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
It's up to us.
Dun 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 dun. Not gonna lie, Arnvald's kid is fucking sick. Get her up, get her up, get her up. Get her up, get her up, get her up.
God damn it! The guards were already turned! Fools!
Now it's a white carbuncle? Okay, he's just showing off at this point.
No, you don't!
The Kaliana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvold to shield us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Baby girl.
Whatever she's about, you best make it quick. Come then. Who will be next to die on my steel?
Ah, shit, yeah. How do we fight her without leaving our allies wide open? We can't stay on the back foot forever. Oh, damn it. If I think like that, we've already lost. I have the Warrior of Light at my side. We can do this. Isn't that right? Use the duty action Deflect to dissipate the Aether Spheres Lakshmi releases during the battle. Be warned that allowing an ally to be enthralled by an Aether Sphere will result in failure. Well, let's not fail, shall we? Oh, this one right here. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, that's pretty sick. Drop my spear. Got that one, Arnvald? Nice. 2 for 1. Well, I'll get this one, Arnvald. Get this one too. Get this one too. Oh, baby. Oh, that was close.
I shall free you from your hate.
shit, buddy.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
I was
What
not
of it?
suspecting that.
Do you want to kill this thing or not?
Why did you move towards me? Y'all are stupid. We were perfectly fine where we were. Good grief. What's going on? What's going on? Today. before. Same formation. Same formation. Chocolate. I don't know if I have enough damage to finish her off. Somebody do an LB3. I knew it was coming. I was like, somebody's got an LB3. Nice teamwork.
We did it! We beat her!
What is this? I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Alamigo. Your choice.
Put that on a t-shirt. End it like Xenos.
Seven hells. It's her. The Butcher.
She's gonna see all of their pain.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven. Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you. For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
That one got me a little. Oh, Temesk, Arenvald, that was a near thing. Our stand against the Kalyana would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. You'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance. Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... It's my fault. Stupid mistake. Hey, lass. We were all caught unawares. We will take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Kalyana keeping their weapons springs to mind. A primal servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Thanks, Urstola. We'd appreciate the help. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned over. What was she even doing there? I asked her to come. Well, that explains it then. It's sad, but Ragnfrid was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. And I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then gotta slow down sometimes. Then as an Alad Megan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. To show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and I'll talk till I'm blue in the face if that's what it takes. It's a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth taking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alphanod. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but none of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. I will see that you're not interrupted. Mesk, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it. Meanwhile, it's actually really pretty. I need to go there and get screenshots.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens. The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government modelled on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people. is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave. Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Raubon Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General
Oh.
of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
But, Your Grace...
Raubon, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
None more.
Smile for me, Raubon. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Uldar.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
Ooh. Oh, Stormblood is heavy.
Thanks Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise. But we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Get him. Grabby.
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
It is, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Raubarn. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company of some such.
Wait, is he a scion?
On in years, father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
He should be a scion. Make him a scion.
Yes, the bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor, and you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye, that seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Raubarn.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised. Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Alamigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
This has been fun, though, I gotta say. I think it's about time I headed back to Rauger's Reach. What's next for all of you? I'll say we'll be eager to hear of recent events, so I shall join you if you've no objections. I'd welcome the company. Mask, why don't you come along to the Reach as well, once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? On completion of this quest, you'll be able to access the palace's rooftop gardens by speaking to the royal menageries. Oh, sick. Yeah, because we need some freaking screenshots. Where are we supposed to? Oh, okay. So now we can go. Let me just speak to them actually real fast. I've asked enough of you, MSQ. My only words for you now are those of gratitude. Pippin says, I must assume Father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside Ulda, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured they will find Tizona's edge just as sharp in my hands. It seems my road has come full circle. I appreciate the support you showed for my earlier decision, overruled though it was. Yeah, you bastard. Drago's Reach we go. Well, here we are again. Alphanote has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds with Thancred and Ishtola when we heard the report of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our Echo-blessed champions nearby this time, but we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Kalyana. We can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed, violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Broodmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies and the Vera and M tribes first. I plan to have Resistance scouts keep track of the Kalyana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the Resistance army, out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance's new roost recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What? The pool of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller, independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Rauger's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. That time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Rauban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal, and given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, surprised I didn't stumble that, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. Like that, we tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms. Then we get a wind-up Browbon, whose left arm is missing. Does that mean we get the title? Finally? Again with the long loading times. I'm not sure why it's taking so long to load. I do give thanks to the kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. But their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we're doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in the city of rich merchants. These dango are delicious. Will you have one? Oh, more sweetbreads. I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. Ah, it's like talking to a child. My fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know. I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Tsuyo, we shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Damn, that's pretty. What the hell? That's like gorgeous. Have you heard the reports? First Doma, then Alamigo. Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head, regardless. Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and above all accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. Okay. Somebody Arthur Fist. That's weird. That's going to do it for this block. There's a lot of questions that have arisen apparently, but we'll continue more in the next one. Thank you so much for watching and hope you've enjoyed. Take care.